1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Today's lesson, the November 2012 entry for the JoeDocMusic.com Guitar Journal, is going to be about Travis picking. Okay, we've got a whole DVD out on that, so if you want to find out more about this style than what we go over today, which we're just going to do some basics, then check out the link below the video, and there's both the DVD you can order or a download version, and either way you have the tabs to go with the pieces that are performed in the video. So in this month's Guitar Journal lesson, I'm going to teach a basic alternating bass rhythm guitar part, which is the cornerstone of Travis picking. The changing bass, this alternating bass on the low strings, okay, which is something you got to get down really automatic. I'm going to give you some tips on that today. And then adding in a little bit of chord kind of stuff on top. And we're going to do a rhythm that's like Mystery Train or Folsom Prison Blues, like... Okay, so you can already get a feel for where you can go with this style. The cool thing about learning the Travis style is that if you follow a certain set of steps, you can get to this much more complex sounding stuff without really having to do too many difficult things. It's just a bunch of small, less difficult things that you put together. For that, though, you need some practice time and some good tips. So let's start in on that. Okay, the first thing, the most important thing is for the Travis style is this alternating bass. Okay, I mean, just to start off on a guitar doing that already gives you a sense of anticipation, something's going to happen. Okay, so that's really our cement for the whole thing. Right? Okay, what I'm doing here for an E chord is just the low E string and then the octave of E up here. Okay, and that's on the second fret of the D string. Okay, and along with that, I'm muting with the right side of my right hand on the E, A, and D strings. Okay, and that's also pretty typical, at least on electric guitar for this style. If you're just doing fingerstyle and acoustic, you might let the low notes ring. But in this case here, you're muting those. And then what you want to have is that the top strings then are ringing clear, not muted. So when you pick those with your fingers, all right, and you've got the thumb and pointer finger tied up with holding the pick. Some people do it with the thumb picks. Okay, you can do that too if you work on that. I tend to do it like this. Okay, the cool thing about the thumb pick is it leaves your pointer finger also open for playing melody notes. But I'm used to doing the melody notes then with the upper fingers here, middle, ring, and even the little finger, okay? And you just have to decide what's comfortable for you and get used to doing it like that, okay? So there's no definite rules like with classical guitar for this, okay? I would say the most important first step in doing this alternating bass stuff, okay, is to do it with a metronome, okay? And pretty typical for this style, sort of rockabilly, rock and roll with this Travis picking, is to start at maybe 160, 170 beats per minute. It sounds fast, but since you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, those are your main beats for the bar. It's really, 160 is not all that fast. When you pick it up, I think 200 is about, that's about 200 or so. Okay, so it's not as fast as it may seem. As you put these pieces together, it starts to flow. Okay, so start doing that with a metronome because you want to do it with full concentration and build up your sense of solid rhythm. Because you don't want to be doing this and kind of speeding up and slowing down as things get more difficult. You know, you don't want to be doing that inconsistent speeding up and slowing down. You want this to be your basic beat at all times, and everything has to follow that. Okay, so once you do that until you can't stand to do it anymore, then you can break away from the metronome, and at that point what you want to do is work on getting that down in the way that you ride a bicycle or learn roller skating or skiing or whatever. It should become a physical motion that's just so trusted that you can be doing anything else while that's going on, okay? So just like you learn to not fall off the bicycle, you know, you can be talking or standing on a stage or whatever, doing this bass pattern, okay? And that means you'll be able to then start working in melody notes, okay? The DVD goes into that more. We're gonna stick to here adding in a little chord thing, okay? So a good suggestion for practicing this, sitting in front of the TV, watching the news, watching reruns, whatever, okay, just keep doing that. And at that point, you might not be doing the metronome kind of thing where your rhythm is not getting better like that as far as the timing, sticking to a set tempo, but the physical motion, how far apart are the strings, getting this repetition down, okay? I have to reiterate over and over that repetition is such a big part of this style. You have to have this become automatic, okay? All right, and for this Mystery Train style rhythm, we're gonna move from an E up to an A, and you're going to be doing it with a bar chord based off the E shape, so that bass pattern stays the same. All right, so let's look at what we do now for the chords. All right, you've got all the tips for getting that bass line down, okay? Next thing, the chord switch here is we're kind of swapping back and forth over doing like an E to an A, all right? All right, so you're going E like with a little hint of A and back and forth. And when you get up to the A, it would actually be A, all right, with a little hint of D on top. All right, and those motions kind of keep going on, and even as you go up to the 5 chord. All right, you're going to keep that pattern consistent, and it's like B to E, A to D and back, and E to A and back. Okay, now let's look at the really important thing of this is to give it that bounce, is you're going to be picking some of this chord on the upbeat. So you're going 1, then to the octave 2, back to the root 3, back to the octave 4. Okay, and those are your main beats there. All right, so you're doing 1, 2, all right, and on 2 you're going to be picking with the pick your bass note there on the E. Okay, going from E to the octave of E. And at the same time, you're going to pinch together the G and B strings, and you're going to hammer on with that finger from the E, what would be the E minor shape to the E major shape. So you're getting that G to move up to a G sharp. Okay, so you need to practice that for a while. Now the next step that you want to add in to get this, and that's the bounce, that's that real thing that gives it the drive forward, is you're going to slap your ring finger down to what's going to basically grab like in Lazy Man's A shape here, like you're going to do an A like that. You're going to get an A here, okay, and you're going to go, all right, and that's going to be on the 3 and. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 All right, and you can see I'm picking with these two fingers, all right, the ring finger and the middle finger on the B and the G strings, and pulling it up. All right. And as you move this up to tempo, you need to just make sure that you have all this stuff automatic. And you should almost be thinking of it the whole time as separate parts. Okay? then once you get that down there, you need to refinger it and move it and get used to it up on the A thing, okay? So then you can move this through any sort of rock and roll or blues kind of progression, like a 12 bar or an 8 bar or even 10 bar kind of thing, all right? And when you get up to the A, you're gonna do the same octaves, all right? But now you're holding this bar, and this is gonna be a little tricky for the beginning players. All right, you're gonna be hammering with that middle finger, all right? And you're gonna be using the little finger then to get this part here. Okay, just laying that across as if you had like a D bar here, okay? All right, and then the same thing goes up to the 5 chord. All right, now that's that Mystery Train or like Folsom Prison Blues kind of rhythm. Practice that, get it down. It's a really great accompaniment. And as you get this down, you can then start to work on adding melody notes on the upper strings. Okay, and to give you a little hint of where that goes. All right, so you see, you're combining now this chord thing that was going on with adding more stuff on top. Okay, that's a whole other dimension in itself, working on finding out where those notes are on which beats and upbeats, okay? But putting it all together is like putting together a puzzle, and it does take some work and some coordination, but you can look at the Travis DVD for that, the Travis picking thing, or the download version of that. Go to my site, and keep checking back here on YouTube. I'm gonna post more lessons like this over the months, and you should be able to pick up some good tips here. All right, just play something going out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. See you next month.